There have been various concerns regarding Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now of course, by most reports, it's a pretty damn good game. Basically more of the same, but given that the Tomb Raider reboot was a fantastic game, that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, sales for the game have been somewhat lower than expected, and this is probably due to various factors. The main one of course is that the fact that it released on the same day as Fallout 4, which is brave to say the least, especially when there's undoubtedly some crossover between Rise and Fallout 4. Or, you know, there was also the release of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, but there's probably plenty of people who play Legacy but don't play Fallout, and people who play Fallout but don't play Legacy. There's not much crossover there, but between Rise and Fallout there probably is. That with the timed Xbox exclusivity to the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, meaning, of course, if you own a PS4, PS3 or PC, you have to wait. And some people are concerned about the game, basically selling lower than expected and it potentially affecting the future of the series, as it sold approximately 330,000 copies in its first week. Now, the game director at Crystal Dynamics, Brian Horton, actually replied to some concerns from fans about the success or non-success, depending on your perspective, of the game, and how sales numbers may have reflected poorly on the dev team, who by most reports did a pretty damn good job with the game. Now, according to him, Microsoft and Square Enix are happy with the game and the team that developed it, and he said, quote, "Microsoft and Square are very happy with Rise and the dev team, thanks for the concerns. Crystal and Eidos made a game we are proud of, and we appreciate the overwhelming positive reviews and fan feedback. We're looking forward to the Game Awards next week, where we are nominated for Best Action Adventure and Best Performance for Camilla. Wish us luck, hopefully it's just the beginning of the recognition for Tomb Raider and Lara Croft receives this year. It's cool to see her on top again for the second game in a row." And then he basically touched on the sales numbers and how it might have reflected poorly on them as a dev team. And he said, quote, "I don't mean to go off topic or patronise, but there was a suggestion in the thread that the reported sales numbers reflect poorly on the dev team. Square and Microsoft are happy with Crystal and Eidos Montreal and the game itself. As for the topic of sales, I'm unqualified to discuss it, so I won't have anything else to say on this thread." And then he finished up by saying, "The dev team is not responsible for sales, and therefore we look to reviews and releasing on time to gauge our performance. We accomplished these goals. The press considers Rise of the Tomb Raider a high quality game based on scores." Now, I'm pleased to know that Microsoft or Square aren't putting their balls in a vice for the lower than expected Rise of the Tomb Raider sales. They're probably not surprised by this, you know, taking a game series that was multi-plat last time and putting it timed exclusively on just one platform, that being Xbox One and Xbox 360. It's obviously going to have an effect on sales. And they probably expected this, but I was still concerned because I didn't want to see a good game fall by the wayside because of the decision of a publisher to, of course, partner with Microsoft and go with the Xbox timed exclusivity. But it sounds like, despite the disappointing, or shall we say lower than expected sales in the first week, they're still fairly happy, and they're obviously looking to the long game. You know, what happens in a few months when perhaps people are finally done with Fallout 4, if people are ever done with that game. I doubt it, but you get my point. And then, of course, it comes out on PS4, and it comes out on PC, and it comes out on PS3. You know, they're looking towards the long game, which is a healthier attitude than we must sell X amount of copies on day one. Which is kind of the attitude they had previously when they were somehow disappointed with Tomb Raider previously, despite the fact they sold like 6 million copies, which was just ludicrous. So perhaps they've wised up since then. Regardless, I'm still happy to know that the sales of the game are hopefully not affecting the future of the series, because, well, despite the fact that this game is more of the same, it's more of the good same. That's like complaining that your favourite pizza is just more of the same. It's amazing. It doesn't matter, it's more of the same. Regardless, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.